What's going on, guys? This is Will from your home ironing business. Hey, wanted to do me a top five video, a top five of what? I had jotted down some notes on a piece of paper, and I wanted to do the top five things I did before I started my ironing business. And this is something I kind of wanted to talk about and hope it helps someone, because now we on a whole different dynamic on work now, and there's a different landscape. So you're gonna have to dig deep into your creativity to, make you some cash. My dad and my mother always said, so my stepfather always said that you got to be self-sufficient, number one. And number two, if you're good at something, he said, exploit it, exploit it, exploit it. So I'm gonna do my top five things I did before I started my ironing business. So sit back, guys, and let's talk about this. All right, so my number one thing is have a passion for it. Have a passion for what you're doing. If you have no passion for it, why are you even messing with it? And what I mean by have passion for it, make sure the passion that you have is for the business you're going to be doing. I know that sounds really vague, but I'm just going to say it again. Have passion for it. If you're good at something, you're going to sometimes lose money. You're going to lose sleep. You're going to be so tired. And when you run your own business, you're always tired. But have a passion for it. And don't get it twisted. If you're good at making ramen noodles at your house better than anybody, exploit it and have a passion for it. That's why I always tell you, have a passion for it. I have a passion for laundry. Why? I don't have the foggiest idea. I just do. So it's kind of that niche, and I have a real passion for it, and I'm always learning something new. So that's my first one. Have a passion for what you like to do. All right, let's move to the second one. The second one is study, study, study. Because I got it right down here. I had to write them down so I can get it. But study, study, study your craft. Never stop with your craft. I used to watch people ironing from here to Sri Lanka to Japan to the Middle East. I've watched people iron everywhere, and I've watched some of the skills, some of the trades, some of the things. I studied, and I still study it today. Believe it or not, there's a science and an art to ironing clothes. And I've seen some of the most unique irons. I've seen some of the most unique things I've seen people do. And I've seen lots of creativity. And the creativity I've seen is awesome. That's why I said study, study, study it. And don't stop. Even when your business is going, keep studying it. Don't stop it. Because it's always something new you can learn. If you stop learning, you become useless. Keep learning. Keep learning. Study, study, study. That's my number two. My number three is learn the language of money. Now, that's a cool one. Learning the language of money. For years, I didn't understand the language of money. You can call it accounting or, like just keeping up with your finances. Make sure you have a book of some sort where you can write your stuff down. And at the end of the month, after you tally it up, see if it's worth it or even not worth it, what you could do to change it to make it better. See how much money you made. Because, for instance, a lot of times I make between $2 to $6 profit. Now, so somebody they say, well, that's not a lot. I've made more profit than that. I'm just giving you a basic. If I do 5 shirts and 2 pairs of pants, usually I generally make about $6 to $10 profit after I get done paying expenses and all my stuff, because I subtract everything and I pay myself. That's one of the things you got to do. I may talk about that another time, because I don't think I even have that on here. But remember that. You learn the language of money. Have you a debit card that you use for your business? Have one that you can put your money away and then have your major banking one. If you have an EIN number, go to the bank and get you some accounts. It's just keep your money separate. And just remember what I say about money. Money likes to be spent, but money likes to be used. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't have emotion, nothing. Money likes to be used. You don't have to be a mathematician to do this, but you do know that money needs to be spent to make money. Now, some people say you don't need money to make money. Oh, well, unfortunately, in my business, you do. You have to kind of give out first before it starts yielding back to you. So I learned the language of money. If you got to learn accounting, you got to learn how to put your books up, whatever you need to do, learn the language of money. All right, let's get on to 4. Number 4 is build your model. My father, Steve Baker. I've had so many people Ira Woods. I could just start naming people. They all told me one thing. Like when I had my martial arts school, they was like, "Do you think you could survive off that?" And I said, "Yeah, because I do pretty good with it." But eventually, when that was gone, what was I going to do next? Now, believe it or not, I have more than just the laundry business. I have like laundry, dry cleaning, beads, decals, detail business, carpet. I have a lot of small business because I told you it's a dynamic time now. You are going to have other ways to make money because if something happens and they shut stuff down, learn to be that essential worker. Learn to be the essential job because I'm always going to be essential for what I do. So, let me get back to it. Build your model. One of my main things about understanding by building your model is that I started learning how to close knit all my customers. My customers are almost like an ant home. I could just go all these different directions in one little area, and I have customers. Now I do have some customers that come a distance, and those folks I make sure I wow them with the wow factor of doing their clothes because they come to you and you provide them a service. You got to give them a service, so you have to learn that. Learn that, man. Learn to build that model. And the model I built, it worked the way I thought it would. If I did good for one person, especially if it's an old school person or someone young, whoever, if you do a good job for them, they'd be like, "Oh no, I got a guy that does that." Because that's how it works. If a good mechanic, you'd be like, "Hey, I got a mechanic, he over here." Or whatever they do. You find the people that are good. And that model came from two sets of foreigners I knew. One of the models came from some people from Ethiopia, which one person worked in the hospital, one person worked at the convenience store, one person worked as a mechanic, one person they all had these different jobs and they all were like, that model worked for them. In the Asian families, the same way. In other families, I've seen the Jewish families, I've seen those models. So I learned to build a model. So when you start your business, build your model and be patient about building your model, okay? All right, let's get on to my fifth and last thing for today, because I don't know if I'm going to do a second video. I think I'm going to keep it here. Adjust your hustle and bet on you. Let's elaborate on that one. Anytime something doesn't work for me, I adjust to whatever it is, and then I bet on myself no matter what. Keep that in your crawl. Don't let it go away. Adjust your hustle and bet on you. I still work a job, and I do like to work, but I love to work both places. I have a passion for both of them, and it's a challenge. But at the same time, I'm learning to become self-sufficient on a practice that I've been doing for years. And I had to put the plan in order. Now, some of you are just jumping right into the plan, and that's cool. You're going to learn a lot of stuff because there's a lot of things that you possibly can do to adjust your hustle at all times. That's the one thing I've always done. I just adjust that hustle, and then I bet on myself. I never bet on no one else. I bet on me. Once you do that and you understand that concept, you will never fall on your head. You might trip, you might do something, because like they said, if you make a mistake on the first time, it's not really a mistake, it's what you learn. Now, if you do it 10 times, your dumb self, you did that. So I like saying that. Adjust your hustle and bet on you. Make sure you do that at all times, because it's one of the best things you can say about yourself, and keep saying it to yourself. I'm betting on me. I'm betting on me. There's nothing wrong with that. And that concept comes solely from when people say, "Well, I thank God for everything." And I'm not going to get into the religion thing. I just said to someone, I'm cool with that, but I don't have to thank God. And the lady got mad at me. I said, understand what I'm trying to say before you jump down my throat. If God or the Most High or whoever you think created you, they created you to do something. And the more you fight against it, the worse your life is. So once you start doing what you're supposed to do and you come into your own, you start telling yourself, man, I did it and I did right. That means that I'm going in the direction that I was created for. So I don't have to thank something for something that I'm doing what they wanted me to do, because they looking, let's just use our eyes as a concept. If you're looking at yourself from a God's perspective, then he's wanting you to do well. It's like your parents. Your parents want you to do well, even though sometimes you have the hardest times. Your parents want you to do well. You ain't got to thank them all the time, and your parents will tell you that. You don't have to thank me. I raised you, and I gave you everything so you could be self-sufficient on your own. That's the same concept that I use. One lady said, God gave her a car, and then the devil broke it. I said, maybe your car just broke. It's a mechanical machine. Fix it, and then keep moving. I hope this helps someone. If not, take something from it, take a little from it, take a lot from it, whichever. But those are kind of like my top 5 things before I started, and I never looked back. I never looked back. Like now, I'm like coming into my own now, and it's wild because I'm making it and it's doing there. Now I might not have $1,000,000, but I can survive. All right, guys, remember what I say. Adjust your hustle, bet on you. I hope this helps someone. Get out there, iron, whatever you hustling at, make it work. Later, guys. So I'm gonna add 2 bonuses on here. I'm gonna show you something, but I'm gonna add a bonus. The bonus will be 2 parts just because also one thing that you have to learn and get into your own business is your patience. Have patience, man. Sometimes I used to want the stuff to work like that. It doesn't. It doesn't. Sometimes it takes a couple weeks, months, years. Have patience. That's one of my biggest keys now that I wait, because when I look for stuff, it's weird. I find it, but then later when I look for it, I never see it again. So that means that was a appointed time for me to get it. So I have my patience. Have patience with yourself. Have patience with your life. Just have patience, and you'll see it work. The second part of that is get you some good people skills. I am a social butterfly now. I will talk. And one of the main reasons I talk, I have a friend that says that I ramble on. A lot of times the reason I talk because I actually have dyslexia. And because of that, and I used to stutter, I couldn't really talk right. And I had to practice in the mirror, so I always talk. And I always like to learn new words. I like to, I'm enamored by that. Like I said, I love learning new words and just, not throwing in people's face, but just elevating yourself. So get those people skills up. Now, wait right there. I'm going to reach up here real quick and show you something I just started. All right, hold on. All right. So, as I was saying, you have to adjust your hustle and bet on you. I like to create things, and I told you I have a lot of different businesses that I deal with, and I like to create stuff. So right here in my hand was something I had been creating for the last, I think it was a year. I was working on the formula for it, and now that I have it, I'm ready to roll. So I was actually giving this out to my friends to try it, but it's my ramen noodles. I was tripping off of this. I've been wanting to make my own ramen noodles for so long. So this is called Bago Ram. And I wanted to have a brother on the bag, and it's in the bag, and it's actually sealed noodles with my season packs in here. I have 2 in here, and that's why I want to call it just a Bago Ram. It's two servings in here with 2 seasons, and I really haven't figured out what I'm gonna sell it for, but I've been giving it to people to try to see how they like it. One thing I could tell you is, when you start breathing life into the stuff you're doing, you're going to sit back and you'll see the total amazement when you look around. Like, I remember where I started from, going to the laundromat because I didn't have wash machines, and then getting compact washers. I just sold a compact washer in my extractor, one of my first ones I started with, and it went to a really good family. So I was happy that I sold it to someone who was going to use it. Keep creating. And when you buy stuff, buy your equipment. It won't spoil. Just keep going. But my Bago Ram is alive. Bago Ram. It's just something like I created, and now it has life. That's all to it. When I look at my laundry business out there, it's something I created. I'm actually thinking about opening and building up, like finding a small store. Like right now, since everything is so kind of messed up in its own way, it's weird. I've been able to survive better during this time than I was when it was the regular time, which I don't understand. I guess the real hustling hard work will come out of you then. But just wanted to share that with you. Breathe life into what you dream about. And then don't think twice what anybody says. And especially just screw everybody else's opinions. Do what you can. And breathe life into it. And you will watch your entity grow. You'll watch it. You'll watch it. So that was my bonus for you guys. I hope you like it. Like I said, get out there, make some money. And I mean, I get excited because I've always hustled on the side. And now that this whole climate, this whole landscape and work is dynamic, I'm not hurting. And I feel bad for people that are, and I hope they find their way out. And also, I've been making money making out stickers for DoorDash and stuff like that. I mean, some people didn't have no money, so I'll make them a little DoorDash sticker. Put on their car, help them out. Guess what? Whatever. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll probably make some more videos. I might do a review show here and there. I don't know, but I hope that helps someone. All right. So get out there, guys. Make some money. Adjust Your Hustle, bet on you.